love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always
Namaste friends. In today's lecture we are going to be seeing about EBS, and this is a hands-on lab. In the previous lecture itself we saw about EBS, elastic block storage. So this one is about the volume snapshots, and we do have a lab in this lecture, so please pay attention. So what we are going to be seeing is what is a volume, what is a snapshot, and what are the 3 tips for a snapshot, and what we need to know about the EBS volume. So a volume, it actually exists on an EBS. This is like a virtual hard disk. Okay, you need a minimum of 1 volume per EC2 instance, and this is called the root device. Don't worry, we will show this in the live demo. A snapshot already exists in the S3. So what is called as a snapshot? Now say suppose you have any person working for you, or we are all familiar of the school exams, grading, report card, progress report, and stuff of that nature. So what is the report card? Depending upon the schools, it is either once in a month or once in 3 months. So what it is in a period of time they actually measure your progress. They give you some small exams, medium exams, and large exams, and depending upon the school that you're actually studying, they measure your progress, and then at the end of the first quarter they give you a snapshot of the progress based upon the last quarter in the things that you've actually studied. Okay, so this we are all familiar across the globe, we are all familiar. So this is called as a snapshot, and the snapshot is what you have at the point of time, what to take at the point of time. Okay, it's used for recovering. The snapshots are incremental. Say suppose from one snapshot you want to from the first semester you go to the second semester, you're not going to start from 0. It is incremental, so there is a delta. Okay, so this saves the time drastically. It always takes some time in order to create a first snapshot. Okay, because there is no previous point, so it always takes some time. Snapshots are consistent. You can also make a snapshot encrypted, and you can actually de-encrypt by using a key, and you can also share the snapshots. Okay, but only to the region in which they are connected. Okay, you will need to, I'll tell you what it is. Okay, so always what you have to do is you have to stop the instance and then take the snapshot. Okay, so that is what is actually recommended. Stop the instance and take the snapshot. So it will always be, the location of the EBS volume will always be in the same availability zone as EC2. You can also resize on the fly. You can even modify it. I can tell you. You can switch the volume types. That is from GP2 to GP3, iOS, IO1 to IO2. You can actually either switch what you want, or you can actually resize the volume. So 3 things. Create a snapshot, copy that snapshot from one region to another, create an AMI. An AMI is an Amazon machine image, and create an EC2 from that AMI, and that is how you actually migrate an EC2 from one region to the other. Okay, before we actually go to this final thing, let's actually do our hands-on and make our hands dirty. So this is a EC2 instance. We have already gone over. There is nothing here. I've already deleted, and once again I'll actually delete this because it will cost me a lot. I'm going to launch an instance. We can take everything as it is, and let's actually go to the, I'll take and select an existing security group, and the existing security group I can take launch wizard, blah blah blah. Yeah, the storage. So this is where we are in the storage. Let me actually open up this advanced, because we're talking of the storage. This is the EBS volume. Okay, so in the storage, if you actually see, hey, what do I have here? This AMI root, so I want to see my details. So let me actually see my details here, show the details. Okay, this is not EFS, this is the EBS. I can actually hide the details, but let me go to the storage volume. So in the storage volume, I have a 8 GB. Okay, this is the storage volume. I have an 8 GB. Okay, I have an 8 GB. Okay, so this is my root, and this is what we actually saw, okay, in the storage volume. Can I add something here? Yes, sure, I can actually add. Okay, I can actually add the storage volume, and I'm actually trying to see what I can actually do here. Okay, just give me a second. See here. So the volume is already here for 1 AMI. I have a GP2. Okay, so this is one thing. This comes as default in the storage volume. We already did that. So the GP2, GP3, IO1, IO2. Okay, so I already have it here. Okay, so what I'm actually going to be doing here is I can add a new volume. So this is not encrypted, but if you want, I can actually encrypt it. Delete on termination, yes. I can add a new volume. So when I add a new volume, I can give the same size, I can make it GP3. I can make it anything. I can make anything that I want. Let me actually make it cold. And if it is cold, it says the minimum should be 125. The smallest size for the cold should be 125. Okay, let me make it 125 because anyways I'm going to be deleting it. Okay, the IOPS is for the transaction. The throughput is basically for the big data, and we actually see here the IOPS is for the transaction, the throughput for the big data. We actually saw that. We will cover about EFS and FS as well, so let's not worry about it at this juncture. And I need to actually add the tag, so let me see whether it actually lets me add the tag. If not, I can still add it. That is not a problem. I can go here, I can launch this instance. The key pair. So the key pair, I can actually use the same key pair that I actually did, so I can actually launch the instance. So we have already seen this, my friends. We have already done a lot of things. We have already seen this. So let's actually wait for this EC2 to boot up. Okay. So once this EC2 actually boots up, let's actually see. Now that will take a little bit time. It's in the pending state. Let it actually boot up. And then we can actually see how it is actually functioning. So usually it takes a little bit of time, but let's see how it actually functioning. So now it is in the running state. So what I will do is I'll actually check on this. So when I actually check on this, I can clear the filter. It is going to show me all the things that I have. Okay, so in this case it is going to be like, I think 2 things, right? So let me go to the storage because there is no volume. So elastic block store. So let me go to the storage, elastic block store. I can say my volume. So I have 2 volumes. So these 2 volumes that I actually created, both the things are in use. Okay. So what I can also do here is I can take this, the encryption. What I can actually do here is I can go to this action, and in the action I can either modify the volume. If I say modify the volume from a cold, I can make it GP3. No worries. This is exactly what I said, and you can also change this. The size of the volume can only be increased, not decreased. Okay, so this is one thing that you guys learned. So the IOPS is transaction, the throughput is this thing, so I can actually modify it. I can modify. So from cold, I actually made it, GP2 or something. See, in use modifying. So this will take some time. And then what I can do is I can actually terminate this, and I will show you how to copy. The first snapshot always takes some time, so don't worry about it. So this is in use. So let this thing actually come. So the moment it actually gets created, I'm going to be deleting it as well. What I will do is I will detach the volume. Okay, let me say detach the volume. So it will say like successfully detach the volume. So in this case, what I will do is create a snapshot. I'll say create a snapshot. I'll say like, you know, my first snapshot. It's not encrypted. The tag also I can say the same. I can say create a snapshot. So basically I need to create from one region to the other region. Successfully created the snapshot from volume here. Okay, if you need snapshot, okay, let's actually go to here, the first snapshot. Let's actually go here. So the snapshot has been created. This is a snapshot ID. I can go here. So usually what happens is we need to actually, this is a progress. Okay, it is still unavailable, but if you do a refresh, now it is actually available. You go to the action, you create an image from the snapshot. Okay, this is an Amazon machine image, and then you actually say where to be creating. You create an image. Okay, and that image is what the AMI is, and that is what you actually move across the regions, and that is how you actually copy the EC2 from one region to the other region. Okay, I can say create an image. I can say my first image. I can say create an image. It will create an image, and this is how I would actually move it. Okay, and this is how I would actually move it, and the image is also been created. You know, my first image, it's been done. I can move this. I can say clear filter, and I can launch instance from AMI. Okay, EC2 image builder. See, copy this AMI to a different region, and then launch my EC2, and that is what we learned. So now coming back here, what did we actually learn here? Okay, so the volumes exist on the EBS, which I showed the 8 GB. The snapshot exists on the S3. Okay, so volume in EBS, snapshot in S3. First point. The snapshots are point-in-time photographs or incremental in nature. The first snapshot will take some time. The remaining ones are easy. You can share snapshots between AWS account as well as between regions, but you need to first copy the snapshot into the target region, which is what I showed you. You can resize the EBS volumes on the fly as well as changing the volume types, which also I showed you. I trust you have actually enjoyed this lecture. If you have any questions, kindly contact me, and at the end of this lecture I'll surely terminate my EC2 instance because I don't want to pay much there, and now that I've also created an EBS, I don't want to pay. So till we see next time, you take care, cheers, and thanks for giving me your time.